Hey, I'm teaching you how to make a strong back, Jamaican style sexual performance porridge today. Stay tuned. So these are all the stuffs that we're gonna need over here. Some all-purpose flour, half a cup, some vanilla, some cinnamon sticks, some cinnamon, ground cinnamon, some peanut. Peanut is a must. You need your condensed milk for sweetening, and you also need some sugar for sweetening, any sugar of your choice. And you need some almond milk, and you need some chia seed, because the performance is going to be in the chia seed, the raw peanut, and the plantain. Bring about 8 cups of water to a boil. This is 8 cups of water. I add some salt. You don't have to add salt if you don't want to, but I add some salt to my water because the salt kind of help you to use less sweetener, because it balances it out and make it taste sweeter than it really is. I'm going to use a whole cup of peanut because we are strung up the thing, and this is raw peanut. You want the raw peanut. You actually can use the baked peanut, but try to use the roasted unsalted peanut. And then I just throw it in my blending cup. To use a half a plantain, so what I'm going to do is just peel my plantain. Just cut up the plantain in the blending cup. Add a whole cup of water. And then just blend this up. You can decide whether or not you want this smooth. It don't have to be smooth. I like to taste my peanut. I'm going to blend it enough that the plantain will blend out, but the peanut will still be crunchy. Add your cinnamon stick to your salt and water. Now that my water is boiling, I'm adding all of my mixture, and it's gonna be a little thick. Be sure to stir it because you don't want it lump up. It's supposed to be smooth, so make sure you stir it. So depending on how smooth your peanut is, this is gonna take 20 to 30 minutes to boil. If you have chunks in your peanut, like little pieces, you're going to take a good 30 minutes, but mine is going to take like about a good 15-20 minutes. So just leave it to boil. You probably want to stick around because it will try to boil over. One of the most important part, your chia seed. Sprinkle them over it like that, and I'm using 2 tablespoons of chia seed. Stir it up because you don't want it clumpy, because your chia seed will get clumpy. Already that's nice and smooth. One thing I'm going to add, if you don't have it, is fine, but I'm going to add some sea moss gel. So I have a little sea moss gel, so I'm just going to add that to it and just stir it in there. Not a lot, just a little. That's gonna help with the sexual stamina. Boiling up, so you want to keep stirring, but look how smooth that is already. And it's water. Don't worry about the watery. It's gonna be watery. That's what the little flour is for. That's what a half cup of flour is for. So it's at this point that I like to add my little vanilla, so the vanilla get cooked in everything. Ground cinnamon, so that will get cooked as well. So it's good to boil on high until the peanut and the plantain is cooked, because it's cooked faster on high. So you have to keep an eye on it. You can't just leave it and go away. And usually I don't cover it. So get your blender cup ready and add the flour to your blender cup. Add the flour, I use some milk. So I'm using the almond milk, and this one is the 30 calories. So I'm actually adding, it's half a cup of flour and a cup and a half, 2 cups of milk. And you can definitely blend this, mix this out with your hand, but I find that it's way easier in the blender cup and it gets smoother because you need it real smooth. Very important that you don't get lumpy. Otherwise your porridge is going to be lumpy. You don't need lumpy porridge. This part is very important. After this is boiled, pour your flour and milk mixture, but you want to stir while you pour because you want it smooth. You don't want little bumps of flour in it. See, that was real nice and smooth. Look at that. Then you can reduce the heat to medium, but keep stirring until all the flour dissolves. Now it's starting to get a little thick because that's what it's for, and the flour will take like 5 to 10 minutes to cook. So keep stirring continuously. So this has been boiling for over 10 minutes. So all you gotta do now is sweeten. I'm using condensed milk and some sugar, but use whatever you want. If you wanna use honey, that will be fine too. I like the condensed milk because it makes it real creamy. When we make this in Jamaica, we always combine condensed milk with sugar to sweeten. At this point, while you sweeten, you can taste a little to see if it's up to par. So if it's not up to your sweetness level, add a little more condensed milk or a little more honey or a little more sugar. Whatever sweetener you use, just add a little more. Remember, it's best to add less and then add gradually than trying to add a whole lot, because then you can't take away from sweetness, but you can always add. I left the stove on while I sweeten because I let it kind of boil, like whatever you add to it, the sweetener kind of boil. You can turn the stove off and sweeten, but I usually leave the stove on while I sweeten. So this is your sexual performance porridge. You can serve this with toast, you can serve this with crackers, you can serve this with anything, or you can just drink it by itself. It can be served for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It doesn't matter, or a snack. It's nice and creamy. And don't worry about the fact that it's a little thin right now, because once it gets cold, it's gonna get thicker. So when you get ready to heat this up, what I usually do is just add it to a bowl, add a little almond milk, microwave it for like 2 minutes, stir it up, and then microwave it 2 minutes more. Remember, when it sits, it's going to get a little thicker. Let's give it a taste. This is a lot of servings. This is a lot. So this is 1 cup in this bowl here. Look how much that is as 1 cup. Probably a little over 1 cup because I was using a spoon before. Okay, now let's do the taste test. Perfect. You have to try this. It works for women too, you know. Sexual performance. Check it out. You can really cook.